Hello and welcome to this Plinker Systems screencast video. This is the second video in a series talking about the administration features of the tablet and the target system. So in the previous video we talked about establishing communications between the tablet and the target system. And so now we're going to talk about the next set of buttons, starting with the Align Lasers button. Now the Align Lasers button, if I click on it, gives us the ability to cycle through all of the lasers and to make sure they're pointing to the correct location on each individual target plate. And so by simply clicking the Cycle All Lasers button, you will see that it will gray out all the buttons until the cycle has finished. And obviously in the screencast we're not looking at the target system, but the idea is that we can align individual targets by clicking one of these buttons. So if I wanted to align target or laser number 1 to target number 1, I would simply click the T1 button and it will turn that laser on for the prescribed period of time. The default is 6 seconds, but we can slide this bar over and have it turn on for say 12 seconds if we need that much time to adjust the lasers. But then we can go through each one individually and adjust the lasers that way. Now the second button we're going to talk about in this video is the clock sync button. This happens automatically, but we can manually synchronize the clock by simply clicking the clock sync button. And what it does is it takes the time stamp from the tablet, and you can see it down here in this lower left hand corner, and sends that to the target system to make sure that the clocks are in sync. They have the same time basically. And this does happen when you go to send a command down to the target system or start a game or start a pattern running. So it's not something that you have to do, but it's a way to test the clock synchronization. Now, the last button here we're going to talk about is the hit threshold. And this is not something that you should have to change, but for one reason or another it might be necessary to make minor adjustments to this. And what the hit threshold adjustment is the sensitivity of the target plate to the bullet impact. And as you can see here, different calibers have different sensitivity levels. And so if you had a situation where you saw, let's say we were shooting a factory 9mm ammo, and we shoot plate 1 and a light goes off on say plate 2 or 3 or any other plate, then we might need to raise the sensitivity, to increase the sensitivity so that we don't see that happening. And this is, we've tested it fairly extensively with different calibers, so you can see that as we go up in caliber, we have to increase the sensitivity. So for example, if we had the sensitivity set at 5 and we shot it with a 45 ACP, then we would get false readings on some of the other plates. And so this allows you to go in and tweak it. I would not recommend that you increase this by more than 1 or 2 points. So for example, in the factory 9, if we had to increase it, you might increase it to, let's say, 24. And when you click this button and you say, if I set it back to 22, when I hit enter, it does save that, and so it will remember it from that point forward. Every time you start the application, it'll reload these values. But the target sensitivity gets sent down to the target system every time you shoot a run, and it's one of the reasons why it prompts you for the division that you're going to be shooting. And so this is how you can adjust that if necessary, but again, we don't recommend you doing that unless you begin to see some odd behavior. Say, for example, you're shooting lights out, you shoot plate 1 and one of the other lights go out, one of the other lasers go out at that time. You may need to come in here and tweak it a little bit for that particular caliber. So that's it for this video, and we'll talk about some of the other buttons in a following video.